Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Today's a fast day, so I'm going to talk fast and get to work here. Yesterday, some of you might have got confused. I said that the slideshow was due on Wednesday. I am making a correction. I'm pushing it back to Thursday. This assignment will be due Thursday. So the requirements are right here, and we wrote notes all about it and did proof of practice about it yesterday. So I kind of cleaned it up. This is everything I expect to see from your slideshow. It's 13 slides. And I want them to be dynamic photography that you find off the internet. So you are doing an internet search and you are trying to find high resolution, beautiful images of these different examples. The first slide is a photograph of your choice, okay, as the background, your name, what class you're in. It could be AP Art, it could be AP 2D or Special Studies, and the period. And then each other slide, you're going to be doing 2 to 3 images, okay? You can do more if you want, but you have to do at least 2 to 3 images. I'm not going to beat you with a stick about this. I think me highlighting a couple of them, you'll get the point. Every single slide says 2 to 3 images for the most part, except for this one. So that's what's expected. This is the criteria. It says research and use high resolution images. Okay, that's very important because I don't want to see grainy images. I'd rather you select a large image. Sometimes you guys get the little thumbnail and you don't click it open to get the large image. You got to click it and get the large image, and then you're going to paste it onto the slideshow and shrink it down so that it looks high resolution. Okay. Keep in mind the elements and principles of design when you select your art pieces from the internet. So that's why I put that here. And we've been talking about dynamic symmetry, identifying the subject, off-center artwork to please the eye most of the time, large, medium, and small objects, light next to dark equals pop for contrast, strong compositions in photography and in drawing. And we watched a video on that. If you missed it, it's right there for you to visit over again. Here I have a couple of slideshows from years past. They're not always the same requirements, so keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and open this one. This is from 2016, so I've changed a few things since then, but I just want to go through this really quickly. So she picked 3 images. Now, 2 of the 3 look pretty good, but this one looks pixelated. She did not select the large image. She selected the small image and dragged it large, and that's why it looks grainy. You want it in focus. I don't want to see grainy images. So that's what I was talking about. That's really important. She put AP, and she didn't say which AP class she was in. I happen to know she was taking AP Art and AP 2D at the same time, but she should have told us that. And then the title now is called Dynamic Photography. She has a different title here, and then her name, and I would have liked to see the period. So your requirements are different than hers, but at least you get some interesting images here. One is mouse eye view. Actually, all 3 of these are kind of mouse eye view, down low looking up. This is bird's eye view of objects. Now I require 2 to 3 slides, but at the time then I didn't with them. So she selected 1. This is bird's eye view. Again, this one is of objects, a human, and the other one is of buildings. More bird's eye view of figures. So it's from up above looking down of a figure. It could be a human or an animal. Mouse eye view of objects. You can see all 3 of these are pixelated. She got the tiny image and dragged them large, which made them grainy. You need to select the large image off the internet, not the thumbnail picture, and then shrink them down. Here's more mouse eye view of figures. Jocelyn, your mic's on. Here we have zoomed in shots of ordinary objects. Here we have interesting textures. Still a bit grainy. These are great examples, they're just grainy. Lighting photographs, interesting lighting. So this one right here, the light is coming from behind the figure, which makes a silhouette and it makes the figure black. You can do that with a flashlight. You can do that with all kinds of interesting lights and do silhouette photography. This one, the light is coming from behind as well. This one, it's a spotlight on the person, and you can do like filters and colors. The way the lighting is put on a person can make them look older and have intense shadows and drama. The way you light a particular part of a person or an object can give more of an impact. So that's something to think about. Reflective quality photographs. So the trees here are reflected onto the building. More reflective. It could be water, it could be a mirror, glass. Here we have interesting angles and optical illusions. This one's so grainy, I cannot stand it. And that's it for her. So that was short and sweet. Does anybody have any questions about that? I have another one here. I'm going to go a little bit faster and then I'm going to let you guys get to work. Let me see if I can open this. Because this is due tomorrow. Okay. So bird's eye view of scapes, bird's eye view of figures, mouse eye view. She did 6. I said you have to do at least 2 or 3. You can do more if you want. Mouse eye view. And this is going to give you ideas for your own photography. Zoomed in objects, unusual lighting. It's beautiful. You guys can always go back and look at these, okay? Unusual angles, interesting compositions. Asymmetrical versus symmetrical. I don't see an asymmetrical here. I only see symmetrical. Reflective quality. That's just a water bottle lit. Lighting is very important. Interesting textures. And then we have optical illusions. Later on, you'll be able to manipulate your photographs and play with them, and you can do filters and interesting optical illusions and all kinds of stuff like that. But you got to understand how to take interesting photographs before you can do that. For shortened photography, that's where something looks really large. Like the shoe here is way bigger than his head, so it's showing depth. This as well, a big hand compared to his head. That's showing depth. This paw is ginormous compared to the head of the dog. And look how tiny the back feet are. This is foreshortening. So you're learning a lot of vocabulary. And that's the end of that one. So does anybody have any questions for me before I give you class time to work, since this is due tomorrow? Here's another example if you want to look at it under Thursday, and another example here. You can do that on your own. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the video.